As somebody who's been with many broke guys before, I feel like this is a topic I can actually speak on without being biased. Men get on social media and often complain about women not sticking by their side if they do not have money, women only using them for money, women only this and that. But do men realize what they're like when they do not have money? And this is a serious, genuine question because we've all been in a point in our life where we don't have money and it's not easy. And I'm not trying to bash anybody at all. But what I'm saying is when I've dated men who do not have money, they are the most miserable, unfulfilled, unsatisfied men to be around. And I get it, like not having money is stressful. But when men don't have money, they don't know what, who, or how to act for you in a relationship. Men associate their worth to money in relationships. So when they don't have that, they are not pleasant partners to be around. They don't ever plan dates on a budget. They're miserable all the time, and they're constantly thinking about how to make 10K in 1 week. I personally feel like this is a perspective worth talking about because we always talk about it from a materialistic standpoint. Whilst there are women who hold down men in relationships, but I don't think many men realize how they come across when they don't have money. As somebody who's...
Y'all, we're gonna have to talk about this. We gotta talk about this. Okay, obviously, I can pause and play. We're gonna have to pause and play because there's no way for me to give my complete thought process without us, because we're gonna end up losing track on everything that she said, and she said a lot. First thing I want to say is, women are so selfish. There is a lot of women out there who are extremely selfish. They feel like no matter what anybody else is going through, they're supposed to feel a certain way. They're supposed to be living a certain lifestyle. They're supposed to be catered to, and nobody else's feelings matter at all. The only person's feelings that matters are theirs. Regardless of the world continuously spinning and life going on. They think it only matters the only thing that matters is what's going on within them. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy. But let's roll it back.
Many broke guys before, I feel like this is a topic I can actually speak on without being biased. Men get on social media and often complain about women not sticking by their side if they do not have money, women only using them for money, women only this and that. But do men realize what they're like when they do not have money? And this is a serious, genuine question because we've all been in a point in our life where we don't have money and it's not easy. And I'm not trying to bash anybody at all. But what I'm saying is when I've dated men who do not have money, they are the most miserable, unfulfilled, unsatisfied men to be around. And I get it, like not having money is stressful. But when men don't have money, they don't know what, who, or how to act for you in a relationship. Men associate their worth to money in relationships.
This is where I have to stop. She said that men associate their worth in a relationship to how much money they have. Right? So if a man is in a relationship and he don't have no money, he feel like he's worthless. That's what she's got it twisted. She thinks it has something to do with the relationship. No, society says that if a man doesn't have any money, he's not worth anything. That's what society says. If a man is not balling out of control with a rollie, he got all these things. If he is not caking, something is wrong with the man. So don't limit it to your little, rinky-dink relationship. It's more than that. It's society as a whole. People outside place value on a man depending on how much money they think that he has. But that's something that as a woman, she would never be able to understand because people don't do that to women. You could be broke and be a female. Because you got being pretty, you got having a good shape, you got just being the weaker vessel, being a woman, just that alone. There's always somebody who can come and support you and who can come and save you when you're a woman. But men don't have that. They don't. People look at them like they're crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Why you get it together? Figure it out. And that comes from a young age. Soon as they're 18, you're a man. You got to figure it out. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to go live on your own. You got to pay your own bills. You got to do this. You got to do that. If a man is 18, this is more times than not. If a man is like 18 and he gets a girl pregnant, his family like, well, you got to step up and be a man. You got to go work 3 jobs. You got to support that girl. Support the baby. Support the child. Go figure it out. If a woman gets pregnant at 18, The mom is there in support of. She might argue, she might fuss. Some people get thrown out, but the majority of women have their family to lean on, and the family will even exile the man out and take the baby in as their own child. Do you see the vast difference between male and female? Hello? We're not the same. So you thinking, oh, he don't even know how to act when he in a relationship when he don't have money. What he supposed to do? Men are always focused on trying to elevate. People go through things. Things happen. People lose their, people literally can be working a job 10, 20 years, 15 years, 5 years. They have budget cuts. Somebody got to go. Now what? Now what? He's a provider by nature, so how is he going to provide? How is that supposed to make him feel? Let a woman gain weight. Let a woman put on some weight in a relationship and she's going to expect her, imagine if a man said, oh, well, you put on all this weight in the relationship. Do you understand what it's like being with you now that you put on all this weight? I don't even know how to relate to you anymore because everything is about your weight. Everything is about how your clothes don't fit. Do you know how intolerable you've become because you put on all this weight? If a man said that, y'all be like, oh, he hates his mom. He hate his mama. Oh, he don't like women. Oh, this, oh, that. Have the nerve, have the audacity to talk about he don't know how to be in a relationship. Oh, yeah, because he's trying to figure out life. He's trying to figure out life out. And what makes y'all worse is that you're talking about a broke man. Some of y'all get into a relationship with this person. You already knew what the situation was. Why are you with him? Why are you with him, first of all? That's number one. Because a lot of women act like they are bound to these men that they complain about. You have options. Go ahead. Why you don't get a rich man? What you said? Oh, he didn't want you? Oh, okay. I understand.
When they don't have that, they are not pleasant partners to be around. They don't ever plan dates on a budget. They're miserable all the time, and they're constantly thinking about how to make 10K in 1 week.
How on this beautiful green earth are you expecting a man who is trying to figure out his finances to try to plan a date to please you? How are you trying to... He don't have the capacity. Do you understand how a man's mind works? You don't. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't even be having this conversation. A man's mind is not wired like our mind. A woman's mind will say, oh, things are rough, but we'll figure it out. We can still be happy. We can still do this. I still have to live my life. Like, that's how women's mind think. A man's mind is like, I have to have this tunnel vision. I can't even breathe air on anything else because I feel like it's going to push me further away from where I want to be and for my goals. How come we never talk about the support system that's necessary from us? Why you don't plan a date? Why don't you do it? Why don't you say, babe, I know you've been looking for a job, or I know you've been going through a hard time. I know you lost your job. I know it's been rough on you. I know that you're not used to being in this predicament that you've been in. I know that you're trying to figure out things. You can do these things. You can do hard things. You can figure it out. You will figure it out. As a matter of fact, why you don't research stuff to help him? You know what his goals are. You know what his visions are. Because you want the benefits and the reward of him getting there, but you don't want to be the assistance? Okay. Then also, why don't you say, you know what? Babe, I don't want to have to take you out to a fancy restaurant and spend money that we could be using elsewhere. Let me plan a day for you. Let me cater to your needs. Let me plan a day. Let me get the coconut oil out. Okay. Let me go get a little cheap bottle of wine or something. Let me do something at home that can facilitate both of us, but so you can feel special, so you can feel empowered, so you can feel like the man you're supposed to feel like. How about speaking life into him? That's what listen. A lot of women talk about they want marriage and they're not marriage worthy. And you know why? Because a lot of these men out here, when they're in a relationship, they're not in competition with their girl. They're not arguing with her. They're not trying to battle with her or belittle her and try to make it seem like their money means more and she's nothing. No, if their girl is going through a hard time, you know what men do? Men are problem solvers. You bring a problem to a man, he's going to bring you a solution. If you don't want a solution, don't talk to a man. Okay? If you just want to sit down and talk in circles, go talk to your homegirls. Don't talk to a man, because when you go to a man with a problem, he is going to try to figure out any way possible that problem can be fixed. That's what he's going to do. As a woman, as the balance of a man, what you're supposed to do is be that support system, that comfort, that safe space, that peace. Y'all can't provide no peace because you're too selfish. You're only thinking about you. What you want, what you need, what you want to do, what you can't do. How come you can't go on the couples trip because y'all ain't got the money right now? You so focused on everything else except for your man.
I personally feel like this is a perspective worth talking about, because we always talk about it from a materialistic standpoint. Whilst there are women who hold down men in relationships, but I don't think many men realize how they come across when they don't have money.
And I don't think many women realize how selfish they are. I really don't think so. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this video for sure. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions on this one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.